Hello and welcome everybody to Tola Data's 8th installment of the Future Focus. My name is Sive and I'll be your trainer and host for today's session. And today we'll be looking into data tables, all that is data tables. So this will include how to upload different file formats to the platform, as well as how to integrate different data collection tools for seamless transfer. So as always, I would recommend, if you're currently watching, please open up your Tola Data account so that you can follow along with the demo portion later on. Because if you found that this area is of particular difficulty, I'll be providing step-by-step instructions. And of course, this is also a brilliant opportunity for you to ask questions if you have any. So as usual, we'll be starting off with our little presentation, and we'll give you a bit of a deep dive into the data table section, what it does, where it sits within the Tola Data framework, and lastly as well, what it's useful for and what are the reasons that we actually set it up. And then we'll head into the demo portion. We'll be showing you how to upload different file formats, link to different data collection tools, and showing you how to find it as well on the platform itself. So without further ado, I'm going to start away on our first slide here. Just to briefly give you a background into the Future Focus. Many of you probably already know what the Future Focus is already, but just to tell those that haven't, this is a series of deep dives that we provide designed to help you feel more independent and confident while using the platform. We also wanted it to be an opportunity for you to meet some of the other members of the team and to also ask your questions in a really informal and relaxed way. But keep an eye out because we have future ones coming. So in the next 3 weeks, we'll have one that focuses on forms, how to create and publish them on the platform. So that'll be on the 5th of July, 2023. If you're someone who needs a bit of reminding, as I would be for sure, you can sign up on toladata.com to receive updates from us when the next Future Focus will be taking place. But if you're largely on YouTube, there's also an opportunity down below. If you see with the subscription button, there's a bell. Feel free to hit on that bell and you'll receive a notification when one is also be showing. So don't miss out. So now let's start on the data table section and what it essentially does in a nutshell. So the data table section in Tola Data allows for the importation of datasets from various different data collection tools. This could be either via, the direct upload that we have, this was for CSV and Excel files, or this could be through an API connection that you can establish by copying and pasting APIs from your data collection tools and pasting it into Tola Data, or through an integration with different sign-on tools such as Google Sheets and OneDrive. But it also allows you to store and organize the data sets that you have imported, either from these data collection tools through file upload, or if you're a current Tola Data user and you have created your own forms, well, this will be an easy part for you because the individuals, when they fill out the forms, the data will immediately be stored on the platform. So you don't even have to do anything. It automatically is stored in real time. So that is what it does in a nutshell. But now let's have a look at where it sits in the overall framework of Tola Data. So if you see here, it might be a bit small, but you can see that there is sort of a green box that is highlighted here. This is highlighted over data tables. And all of these orange sections represent different sections of the Tola Data platform. So we have the details, activity, indicators, and data table section. So that's what's highlighted here. And that's the area that we're going to be covering today. And now, why did we create this data sets feature? I've gone on a bit too early. Well, I have 4 reasons here. There are more, but these are the main reasons why we set up this feature for you. So firstly, this was to do with the fact that we understand that changing from different platforms, digital platforms, can be quite overwhelming. Changing any of your M&E processes can be quite a daunting thing, considering this might have been evolving over the years. So we wanted to make sure that when you're using a software that it's not going to be a huge hassle for you or you have to consider changing data collection tools. We wanted to make it easy for you to continue using your existing workflows and your existing data collection tools. Then on the other side of the coin, we also provide the opportunity for you to import and download from different types of data collection tools. So in effect, we want to also allow you to, open your data collection horizons and try out different data collection tools, because different ones offer different features, different capabilities, and different efficiencies. So we wanted to provide you with that opportunity as well to use different ones and to change over time as you need it. Thirdly, if you're using many different data collection tools, we wanted to have one location for you to be able to link it all together and for you to be able to store it all together under one roof, avoiding the issue of potentially having many different data collection tools running. Maybe there's different individuals in charge of these data collection tools, and then over time, potentially you might have data silos being created, which prevents everyone from having all of the data at the same time, preventing everyone from being on the same page. So we wanted to harmonize that and have it all in the one spot. And this feeds in then to our final point, which is to help organize and secure your data sets. So when you import your data sets, it's going to be in a nice list view for you, so you can quickly go in and find the data that you need, all the information that you require. And also you want it to be, of course, secure. So all of the data sets are linked to an individual project. And not only that, but anyone who has access to the project has to be given specific permission to do so. So only those then that can access the data sets are those that will have been given permission already. So those are the four main reasons. So without further ado, we'll now move on to the demo portion today. So in this session, we're going to be covering how we link all of these data collection tools and upload files. We'll start off firstly with how to connect our Google Sheets and OneDrive accounts. These involve signing into your Google and OneDrive accounts. They're quite similar. We'll then look into how to link your Kobo and On accounts, because they involve sort of an API component that you have to copy and paste on the Tola Data platform. And then finally, we'll be looking at how to upload your Excels and CSVs as well. So before I get into it, I want to make sure that you know where this will be taking place. So I'm going to bring you over now to the Tola Data platform, and I'm going to show you where the data table section is and what import button we'll be using. So I'll switch over to the Tola Data account. So you should see now the Tola Data homepage here and the Word project there. So in order for us to get to the data table section, we're going to have a look now over to the navigation panel here on the left-hand side. So we're going to look for the data table section, and you'll find that second from the bottom. So this one here, give that a click. And once you click on it, you might find that it's empty if you've been having difficulty with uploading it, but fear not, we're covering that today. So if I head over here, you'll notice that I have several data sets uploaded to provide an example of what this looks like. You can see the table name. So these are the titles of my different data sets. You can see where they have come from. So you know that this has been uploaded from Google Drive, from Kobo, and from OneDrive. You can also be provided with the source link. So this will immediately bring me to the original data set if I wanted to double check it. And then also you have the name of the person that has added it and when it has been imported. Now, if I want to upload any other files, what I'll need to do is I'll need to look for the green button entitled Import Table up here. And if I click it, you'll notice that a drop-down appears, and it's full of different data collection tools and file types. So as you'll see, we have our Kobo, Google Sheet, OneDrive, CSV, Excel, ONA. And today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going through how do you upload files or connect your Tola Data account with each of these different data collection tools. So the first one that we're going to be starting with, in fact, is going to be the Google Sheet. And this will be taking place now back on the presentation screen. So I'll switch over to that now. So how do you integrate with your Google Sheets? So to do that, what you'll need to do is where we just were on that drop-down view, simply select Google Sheet. Once that's been clicked, a new pop-up will appear and it will ask you to select the Google account that you want to link or the drive that you want to link. So just select the account that you'll be using. And once that's been triggered, you'll be asked if you would like to provide permission to Toladata to have access. So this allows Toladata access to pull the data, but feel free to check out the additional information, the privacy information as well. And once you're happy, select this Continue button. This will then produce this pop-up. And this pop-up is essentially a window into your Google Drive account. And it will provide a list of all of the different files. So you might see those tiles here. These will be all of the different files that are on your account, and you can select which one you need to pull into the Toladata system. There's also a feature search bar up here for you to search them if you don't find them in the immediate list that you see here. And once you're ready, then you click Save, and it will bring the dataset back to the Toladata account. And that is how you link your Google Sheet with your Toladata account. Now onto OneDrive. Similarly, you use the drop-down menu, you select the OneDrive option here. A new pop-up should appear. It will ask you for your login details. So this will be your OneDrive account and password. Once they've been entered, you'll select Next. And then immediately, once you've done that, you'll be asked which file would you like to import. And again, you'll have that list of all of the files that you'll need. You'll select the one that you want to pull from, and you'll click Save. And once more, this will arrive back in your datasets. And it is as simple as that. Those two, I think, are super simple and take 2 seconds to set up. So now what we're going to be looking at is integrating your account with Kobo and On. I think this requires an additional step. And if you are using either one of these, I'd recommend that you open up your Kobo Toolbox and On account, because you'll need to actually fetch the token from either one or the other, and then we'll be bringing it back to Toladata. So take the time now to either pause the video, open up your Kobo and On account, and we'll be looking at where you can find your token and where you can paste that then into Toladata. So we're going to start off with the Kobo toolbox. And what we're going to do is, once you've logged into your Kobo toolbox account, we're going to look for your API token. To find it, what you'll need to do is you'll need to look for your profile little avatar, which is usually up on the right-hand side of your account. So if you look for it, it'll be probably somewhere here. If you select it, a little drop-down will appear. And with this drop-down, look for Account Settings. So select that. And once that appears, you'll be given as different sections to look at. You'll want to see the security section. So this section here. And this then will provide you with all of the information of your account with regards to security, including your password, your email address, and what we'll need today, your API key. So you'll notice here that actually the API key is completely not anonymized, but covered. So you can't see it or you can't copy and paste it. So what you'll need to do is you'll need to select the button Display. So once you've hit Display, these little dots will turn into the token, and then you can copy and paste it and bring it over to the Toladata account, which we'll be doing now. So hit Display, copy paste the API key from this cell here, and then we're going to move over to the Toladata account. So now what we'll need to do with this token is we'll need to paste it into your profile, because there is kind of a little opening there for your tokens. So if you're back on your Toladata account now, you'll need to go and look for your own profile and avatar again. So once more, this will be on the top right-hand side. So if you click on it, you'll see the drop-down appearing. You'll want to select Profile. And once you've selected that, you should see that in the settings section, there is a few different subsections, but you're going to be looking for the Kobo Toolbox token section. Now, the first step, which is important, is to choose which server you're on. There are two, one of which is for the public, so general server for the public, and that will be the first one, the kobotoolbox.org. The second one is the Kobo Humanitarian Response. So this is for the NGOs, the humanitarian groups. You need to make sure you know which one you're on. You can check your account to see which one that is. And once you know, you can select which server that you'll be using. So in our case, we use the kobotoolbox.org. And then with the token that you just copied, paste that into the cell here. Once that's completed, all you need to do now is click Save. And once that's locked into the system, when you then go back to your data sets and click on Kobo Toolbox, you'll get a nice list view of all of the different data sets that are present in your Kobo Toolbox account. So now, moving on to ONA, it's a very similar process. Have your ONA account open, click on your profile or your avatar up in the top right. Within the drop-down menu, you should find the settings. And then under settings, go for the subsection that is called API. You'll be initially asked to confirm your password so that you can have access to this API. So input your password, select confirm password, highlight it, copy it, and then once more, head back to the Tola Data platform, go to your profile, head down to the settings section, and if you can see where I've highlighted here, there's a section now for ONA. Again, just paste this information here and click Save. And then once more, you have it now available to you within the data table section, and it's as easy as that. So now that is how to integrate and link the various data collection tools with Tola Data. What we'll be doing now is we're going to show you an example of how to upload a CSV and an Excel. So I'll start off with a CSV, and this will take place on the Tola Data platform. So I'll share that with you right now. So I'm currently in the data table section, and now to upload a CSV, what I'll be doing is I'm going to head over to Import Table. I'll select it here, and I'm going to go down toward CSV and click it. As you can see, a pop-up should appear here, which will invite you to select the CSV file that you wish to import. So to do that, we're going to select Browse. And it should bring you here to your download section where you can select which file you wish to upload. So I believe it's this one. So I'll press Open. And then below, depending on what separator you have, I currently have commas, but if you have semicolons, do check this toggle. And once you're happy, select Next. So now that we've moved on to this section, you'll see that it provides a preview of all of the different columns, or the first few rows at least, of your data sets. And this is an important step to have a look at, because this essentially is your opportunity to check that all the columns are being read correctly. The system will have a look at the first few rows and try and decipher what type of information that it's reading. So you'll see that with each of these columns, they have their own corresponding gray bubble. And these bubbles indicate how the system will be reading the different columns. So as you can see, the first column is being read as text, which is correct. The second column again will be read as text, which is also correct. The third is going to be read as an integer, which is correct. But where you might have difficulty here is when we're dealing with percentages. So keep an eye out for percentages, because it might read it as a decimal or potentially as an integer. But if you wanted to read it as a correct percentage, you'll often need to be changing the format. So as I've just done there, you'll click this drop-down menu to make sure that the format of the column is correct. So you have various different types here, such as date, currency, the different percentage types, decimal, integer, text. I want the format now to be this specific one, so percentage in format with typical range 0.00 to 100.00. And it should actually, there we go. It is actually the third one in this case, pardon me, and then it should be reading it correctly. The following columns also seem to be reading this right. So once you've had a check and you've corrected it, if it had needed correcting, you then select next. And then you can define the table name. So I'll leave it as sample dataset meeting and event logs, CSV, and you can include a table description if you'd like. And once you're happy, select save, and it will upload immediately onto the data tables. If you'd like to see what happens when you click on it, you'll see that it brings you then to the contents of the data set, so you can check all of the different columns here and look through it using these different pages. You can wrap the text if there's a lot of qualitative text, for example, or numbers, and you can also download this as a CSV file as well. So now we're going to be uploading an Excel file. This is also quite a similar process. So what we'll be doing is once more heading over to the import table. We'll look for Excel. We'll click on it. Once again, we'll look for the file on a computer. So we'll select Browse. We'll look for the Excel file. We'll open it. And now we'll be asked what sheet we want to pull from, as sometimes Excel files have different sheets attached. So you just need to specify which one will you be pulling from. So I'm pulling it from this first sheet. I'll click next. Once more, you'll see that I have this preview. You'll want to check all of these different rows. Now, again, we want to make sure that this is showing the right format. So I've changed it to be this percentage range. And this looks correct to me now. I'll click next. I'll say that this is my Excel file. I'll leave the description and I'll select save. So that was a demo on how to upload your CSV and Excel. We've also covered how to integrate your Google Drive, OneDrive, and link your Kobo and On. If you would like to have a refresher of what you've just seen today, we have a huge resource on the toladata.com website that gives you a step-by-step as well on how to integrate all of these data collection tools in a guide. They are super useful, and I like to check them out every once in a while as well, but it's on toladata.com/docs/knowledge-base, and it's under the data tables section. So now that that's completed, I'll open up the floor to questions. So if you have any questions that popped into your head over the course of this session, feel free now to head over to menti.com. So if you type that into your URL search bar now, you'll be asked for a code, and the code that you want to include is the one that you see on the screen here. So put in 59149083. So just input that code and you'll be invited now to ask a question. So if any had popped up into your head over the course of this session, or if you've any lingering questions that have been on your mind for a while, this is your opportunity to do so and to ask a Toladata member. But if not, you are also more than welcome to contact us via either info@toladata.com or also support@toladata.com. So either or. And if you'd rather contact us this way, or maybe even through our live chat on our platform, we'd be more than happy to help you out. So whichever suits you. I think we're not getting too many questions. I hope, let's see, is there a limit to the data table /files I can upload? I'm going to share the screen with you now. Hold on one moment. So on Menti, I think we have one question coming in. And this is there a limit to the data tables files I can upload? Great question. Thanks for asking. So there actually isn't. There's unlimited data table upload. So you can upload as many as you like. There is no limit or restriction. Thanks for your question. I'll leave maybe a few more additional moments in case there's any other questions. But as I said, if you'd rather contact us via email, or maybe if the question pops up after this call, or rather this session, you can feel free to do it that way as well. So I think that might be all the questions for today. I hope this session has been useful. Feel free, if that was a lot of information, to watch back, maybe pause the video and try out the exercises again. But I will wish you a lovely day and see you again soon. And yeah, goodbye.